Steve Kerr last week said that he can really say this is going to be a competitive camp. There are starting spots open. There are rotation spots open. I'm sure you've been in some of the pickup games. How competitive is it? Can you feel that, and can this team build from that?
Yeah, it's really competitive. I feel like as a coach, that's the best thing you can have is competitive. Going into training camp, to compete for starting spots. I think the thing I like about our new guys the most is they all just want to win, and none of them ever talk about starting, coming off the bench. They just want to win and are competitive in that way, and I think I'm similar in that way. So whatever it shakes out to be, I think we'll all be fine with it, and we'll all just do our part to win.
Brandin, for you, what's the biggest difference heading into a season last year as a rookie versus now having a full season and a full off season under your belt?
Yeah, I think my feet are already wet. I think I know what's expected of me. I think I know what the league is. I think I know just, what my teammates expect of me and think of me. So just going in there with that mindset of I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm not trying to just find my way around like last year. So it gives me more clarity of what I should be doing. And that's kind of how I approach the offseason, knowing what my, expectations would be coming in year two.
What do your teammates expect and think of you?
Yeah, they expect me to be a leader. I think, I naturally have those qualities of being a leader. And so being more of a vocal leader, but also showing guys in a positive light, leadership things, especially our new guys. And I think, just on the court, being a connector, as Steve likes to call it, and doing all the right things to help our team win.
Brandin, I know there's more to life than just basketball. Tell me about the offseason. I believe you, up the road, had a little bit of batting practice at the Giants, and you had a home run. Tell me about the experience of what that was like.
Yeah, that was definitely a dream come true for me. Obviously, you guys know I'm a baseball player at heart, so I love baseball, and being able to do that and hit a home run was super special for me, but especially my dad. It was a great experience. I got to do it at the Brewer Stadium as well a couple weeks back before that. So, anytime that you can do something that's fun for you, that takes you away from your job is something that, I enjoy to do.
Did you play baseball growing up? High school?
Yeah, I did. Played all through high school. Stopped my junior year of high school, and then I'd just been playing basketball since my senior year of high school.
And last, what was the position you played?
I played anything a lefty could play, so pitcher, first base, outfield, yeah.
Brandin, over here, how you doing, man?
What's up, Monty?
When you went through your rookie season, you got, I think, more minutes than maybe some people thought you would get because you were on the court a lot. But what do you take away from that season? What did you learn about playing in this league during your rookie year?
Yeah, individually, I think I learned that I could do a lot more. I think towards the back half of the season, end of March, early April, things started to slow down for me just on the court. I felt more at ease of what I was doing out there. And it was an exciting piece, but at the same time, we lost in April, so it's October almost now, so 5 whole months of working, which I think is good or bad, however you want to look at it. But I think for me, and especially our young guys, we've made significant strides in what we want to accomplish.
And how much attention did you pay to the playoffs once the playoffs got here, NBA playoffs? And did you watch it just to get a feel for what that's like?
Sure did. I went to a couple playoff games myself. Went to 3 Milwaukee games when they played the Pacers. So I got to do that. Got to be a media correspondent in the finals for Game 4. That was fun. So I just kind of got to see what it's like from your guys' perspective as media members, and then as players, what kind of they go through and how much more it is to just basketball. It's a lot of other stuff. So I had a good off season. Obviously, all that combined with the work I put in, ready to go for training camp.
Were you able to see, because guys always say it's a different game, were you able to see that when you watch the playoffs, that it's a different game than the regular season?
Yeah, I think just tendencies are more well known by the opposition. Obviously, the refs call a little bit differently. It's more physical, and I think the team that brings that feistiness and that energy usually comes out on top.
Brandin, how's it going? Right here. You talked about shooting more threes. Mm. How's that coming along? How have you sort of learned, not so much making them, but how to get them? Mm. And sort of separately from that, what did you learn? What did you pick up from the USA experience, Team USA experience?
Yeah, I think the first part of your question, watching back all the opportunities I didn't shoot last year, which were 2 to 3 a game, I think. Just watching what kind of threes Clay and Steph get up, more so Steph. So just kind of watching that, understanding that, making a three, impacts the game at such a high level that, if teams have to run me off the three-point line, now I become a playmaker, which I'm just kind of naturally good at. And so knowing that and knowing that the three-point line is such a, weapon in today's game, I knew that it was something that I needed to really focus on in the offseason, and that's what, Steve and Mike said. So the USA stuff was great. I think being able to play against the gold medal team and play against their guys for 3 days was an amazing experience for me and Trace. I know that. Definitely a confidence booster for sure. Just feeling like, you belong out there and you can compete with, anybody you step in between the four lines with.
2 questions. One, having been a media member now, what's your takeaway and insight into the job?
Yeah, I would never want to do it. It's hard. It's a lot of stuff. You got players that don't really want to do the media, so you got to be friendly, so I can never do it.
And the second part, you said you had a better sense now of what it is that you needed to work on over the summer. Can you be specific? Like, what did you hone in on? What do you now understand about how to prep that you didn't before?
Yeah, I think aside from a skills perspective, I think having a lot of conversations with Anthony Vereen, our summer league coach, and now our assistant coach, just how to be a more impactful leader and how to bring guys along with you. And I think that's something that Steph does really well. Everybody that's ever played with Steph, you ask them, who's the best person you've ever played with, and they always will say Steph. And I asked him why that is, and it's because he allows people to be themselves, but also when he has success, he brings them along with him. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, learning that, not really seeing that, right away, and AV kind of helping me out with that, is something that I've strived to do with the rookies we have, the 3-4 new guys we have. So just making strides in that area. And then from a skill perspective, just knowing that, I could score the ball, much more effectively than I did and in a lot of different ways than I did. And so just, honing in on the most efficient shots that I'm going to get during the year and just getting better in that area.
How much have you been scrimmaging here with everybody?
Yeah, we've been scrimmaging quite a bit, maybe the last couple weeks or so. We've been doing scrimmages maybe 3 days a week, something like that, 3-4 days a week. But it's been fun just to, play with different guys. It's never the same teams every day. So just to feel what kind of combinations work, who plays good with each other, and I think you'll probably see a lot of that during camp as well.
What do you feel like you've learned in those scrimmages, maybe about some of the new, free agent additions or maybe one of your returning guys?
We can shoot. Yeah, we can shoot. And
who in particular is kind of?
I think you guys would be surprised, but Kyle Anderson. Jump shot looks a little different. Looks pretty good. Obviously, Buddy shoots a lot of threes. D'Anthony can shoot a lot of threes. Lindy Waters shoot a lot of threes. So I think from that standpoint, we're filled out with guys that can shoot. And then, the defensive part, I think we picked up in that area, whether that be me, D'Anthony, Kyle. We've all kind of took strides in that area.
You talked a little bit about what Steph has brought to you leadership-wise on the court, in the clubhouse. How has that extended off the court, and has he given you any business tips since he's so involved in investments? Yeah,
I think it definitely translates from the locker room off the court. As a professional, you want to mimic what Steph does as a husband, as a father, as a businessman. Everything he does it the right way. And so anytime I have questions about anything non-basketball related, he's kind of the first teammate I go to and ask. And, he's done a great job of sharing those little things that can help me, down the road.